Hey buddy, this is Collin, Mr. Oldschool Gamer. Welcome back to the channel and thank you for checking out this video. Today I'm bringing you a clip of the Tier 10 German cruiser, the Hindenburg. And it's a 3-cap domination game on the map Shatter, which isn't really my favorite map, but it is a map that you will see frequently in Tier 10 matchmaking. So we have a pretty decent lineup. We have 4 destroyers to their 3, which is always a bit of an advantage in 3-cap domination games. So I was watching a video on Jingle's channel the other day. He was showcasing a replay, I think sent in from one of his subscribers, who was playing the Hindenburg, and in that video Jingles went over some pros and cons about this ship. And as a con, he listed that it was, I think he said, pretty mediocre or poor HE performance. And even though I love Jingle's videos and his channel, I can't really agree with that assessment. I know that the stats say one thing. They are pretty clear on this topic. But I think you also should consider the stats of the shell velocity of the ships and also the reload speed. Because I played a whole lot of Des Moines, even though I don't own Des Moines. I played a whole lot of Des Moines in the test servers, and I also have the Moskva and I have the Sau. And I can't really say that I think the HE performance on this ship is poor or mediocre. I think it's pretty goddamn stellar, if you ask me. And of course there was a buff a while back where they buffed the HE penetration value, I think, of the German cruiser line. So what that means in reality is pretty much you get the IFHE for free on the German cruisers. So you have pretty good, decent alpha damage and also a pretty decent fire chance as well. Not really on par with the Sau. I think like 23 or 24% fire chance you can get it up to with the flags and demolition expert, but if you consider the amount of shells you will hit with the Hindenburg due to its almost railgun accuracy and well, not that salvo but the other salvos. And also the reload speed, which makes you pretty much pump out the double amount of shells if you consider Sau's reload speed. So I would say that Hindenburg has a pretty great HE performance. And of course it's well known since the start of the cruiser line that it has really epic performance on its AP as well. So I can't really say that this ship has really any downsides at all. Maybe it would be the base detection range, which is kind of atrocious, but with all the camos and modules and captain perks, you can pretty get it down to a pretty decent as well. And of course you have the torps that are only like 6 kilometers, so it is like a brawling type of gun system or weapon system, but that said, you have 2 sets on both sides, and they do pack a punch. So I can't really say that I think the Torps are bad as well, because I think they are pretty goddamn epic, especially if you are in a game where there is a cyclone. When the detectability goes down to 8 kilometers, you can pretty much push into any area without any fear or hesitation, because if you would come up against like a Kurfürst or a Yamato at close range, well, it's gonna be really hard for them to citadel you, and you of course can just go in between 2 battleships and pump, I think it's 8 torpedoes. I think it's 4 on each launcher. So 8 torpedoes into the sides of both battleships, which should pretty much cripple them if they don't get outright killed. So I can't really say that the Torps are bad. It's very good Torps. You can't launch them from 12 kilometers like a Shimakaze or something, but still very great Torps. And also you have the troll armor on this cruiser, which is pretty much the same effect you will have on the Sau, which has a pretty notorious troll armor that will make it pretty much immune to citadels. Of course, this being a German ship, you have the turtleback armor, which pretty much will give you the same effects. And that paired with the great maneuverability of this ship makes it really easy for you to dodge incoming salvos. So, as I mentioned before, I have a really hard time finding any downsides to this ship as it is right now. And it also my absolute favorite cruiser at tier 10 to play. And that said, I own both the Moskva and the Sau, which are also very fun and extremely strong ships. But still, this is my number 1 favorite, because it has no problem setting fires and burning battleships down, and it has no problem punching through enemy ships with its AP. And of course, as I mentioned, the Torps are excellent. Now I noticed this friendly Tirpitz pushing in, and I did conclude that my Torps were never gonna be even close to hitting him, so I launched these Torps even though the enemy ships were further away than 6 kilometers. I did it more like an area denial tool. If those ships thought they would like to push into the friendly Tirpitz because they outnumbered him, then they would have a pretty nasty surprise. So here is one place that I actually fuck up pretty greatly. Even though I do survive this, this is not something I can recommend you guys doing, showing this amount of broadside to a close by Des Moines. If this guy would have been more aware on the minimap, he would probably just have pushed forward and pretty much deleted me with 1 or 2 salvos with AP right here, because this was a pretty fucking stupid play of me. Excuse my French. But he wasn't showing... he wasn't really aware of me, I think. And that was why he instead showed his perfect broadside to me. And just as I stated right before, if he would shot me in that situation. He would probably deleted me, but instead it was me getting the chance to shoot him, and of course I deleted him. So, it's always good when you can fuck up and survive. Now I do have the... what's it called? The anti-air option on this ship in this match, but usually I actually use to have the Hydra instead. Defensive AA was the word I was looking for. In this match I run the defensive A. And usually I do run the Hydra acoustic just for being able to spot torps and ships in smoke and such. Because if you followed me on my channel a while, you do know that I play a pretty reckless, aggressive playstyle. I do like to push into fights and battles, and then I think the Hydra is much more valuable than the defensive AA consumable. And of course there is the current CV meta where you pretty much never see a carrier as well, so in that case the defensive AA perk can be pretty much a waste. So you've seen me push in pretty aggressive in this match and killing off 4 ships so far and just chasing off the rest. And this is pretty much my conclusion of this ship. And there will be much more clips of the Hindenburg coming up on the channel in the future. Because it is a really fun ship to play if you love to play the aggressive play style. Here I get my 5th kill on that curve first, and getting the Kraken unleashed, which is always a good thing to get. So this match is pretty much won. We have a couple of battleships left and also the carrier, but they stand really no chance this late in the game. The only thing they can hope to do is pretty much farm some extra damage. And I can also say that I do play a good amount of battleships. I have the Curve First, the Yamato, the Conqueror. I never went up the US battleship line actually. But if there is one cruiser that I don't want to face in any of my battleships, it's actually the Hindenburg. Because the rest of them I can pretty much deal with in one way or another, but a Hindenburg who can pretty much do what I do here, spam fires from afar. And even though I choose to like chain fire and use every trick I can as a battleship captain, it's really hard to win a battle 1 versus 1 with a really competent Hindenburg player. He will just dodge and duke your shots and change up his speed and direction all the time, making you miss every shot you fire at him pretty much. And even though you do hit him from time to time, he will just heal up the damage and continue to just start new fires on you. So it's not a fun thing, I know. I've been there. It's a really crappy thing to be chased around the map by a Hindenburg, and you can't really do anything about it. Unless maybe you have some teammates that can help you out and focus him. So this match comes to an end, and if you guys noticed that I sound pretty strange, well, it's that time of the year again. Man-cold season. And it's come back with a vengeance. So I'm trying to self-medicate with some 12-year-old single malts, but well, it's here to stay, what can I say? So, made number 1 in the match, which is always nice. Earning some pretty decent base experience. Kraken unleashed, of course, and some fires and some citadels. Didn't do that much tanking in this game, but usually you can tank up to about 1 million, pretty much of potential damage for the team. Armor piercing and HE, of course, very good performance in my opinion. So all in all, pretty good game. Hope you guys liked the video. Please leave a like and a comment below. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Bye bye.